Hi, and welcome to another episode of Top Volts. And today we're going to be looking at this Scalextric Porsche C22, and this is the Porsche 917 GT, first released in 1971, and it was part of the 12th edition catalogue. So first look around it, this is in actually quite good condition. I mean, the tyres could do with being replaced. They've actually quite hard, but all in all, it's intact. The rear fairing on these tends to get broken and lost. Incredibly fragile. If I show you just at these points there, these tend to snap. And if you can find one of these intact, you can buy these reconditioned or replacement parts. But if you can find the entire car with that rear fairing intact, it's a nice little touch, really. Overall, the motor is in very good condition. It turns, revs up very nice. Overall, it could do with a clean. As you can see, there's quite a sort of build up of dirt there, and no doubt the brushes probably need cleaning. If you look in there, there's quite a bit of dirt and muck in there. But overall, the body shell itself is actually quite clean. You've got the usual sort of tyre wear inside there, where you've got all the dust and whatnot, and also you've got like the carbon build up where it's just coming from the brushes just next to these springs. And the cables or the wires could do with being clicked back in to their slots. So I think first up, we'll give the motor just a quick clean with a brush. Just remove anything loose, any hairs around the rear axle. The brushes, they're in good condition, but always good to check the point of contact. If you can see in there, you've got two brass points that connect on the back of this guide, and you just want to make sure that the braids inside there haven't started to fray, and these ones are actually in good condition. Yep, that all looks good. Okay, so we'll lift the motor out along with the back axle, because it's all one assembly, and we will lift the guides off as well, just to make it easier to work on the motor. So how I tend to like to take these off is place your finger inside the body shell. So you don't want to be taking it and wrenching it, and as you can see, you're sort of twisting and bending the body shell. You want to support where the motor is connected. It's connected in 3 spots at the front and 1 either side. So release the ones at the back first. So place your thumb down on that lower, you could say inner chassis, and twist one side, and it just comes up quite easily, and the other side and then you can slide the motor back off that front connection point there. And then the same with the guides. On this assembly at the front, you have 2 points either side that hold the guide in place. So you just want to carefully prise that forward, just back, so you can get a bit of a kink on it like that, and then twist to the side. And that side. It's always good to take your time in removing these. Let's remove that front axle as well, actually. So just put that to one side. We'll just have a quick look inside. The points and areas to check are just to make sure there's no cracks at the points where the motor is held in, But also on these, at the front where the guides click in, you do tend to find these are broken. You can repair them, but if you can find a body shell with all this intact, it'll make your life a lot easier. But they look in good condition, and when we place them back, we need to be very careful how we push them on, because you could easily snap those. All right, let's put that to one side. So now we're looking to cleaning the motor. Okay, so we'll give the motor just a very light clean, and we'll just have a look around here, and you can see there's a fair amount of build up around this area there, which we can take care of, and just around the rear pinion, you can see all that there. So we'll lose all that as well, and all around the back axle, which is very common to have hair and you could say grime to surround this rear axle, because you know, over the years these have been tend to used on Scalextric tracks on the carpet, so you often find this is actually a lot of carpet and people's hair and animal hair and whatnot. So we'll take care of that, and we'll just give it a light brush. I tend to use just a old cut down toothbrush. I just want to give it a more of a clean down where the brushes are, which we will take out and just have a little look to see what condition they're in. And you can see all that. Okay, so that's all the hair removed. Perfect. So now we'll look at the brushes. So the brushes are located one there and one on the other side, and these are held in by springs. So on these springs you have, if I put this in the light, there's a spring holding this down just there. You can sort of see it looped around this area there. So all you need to do is come to this side, and it stands, you see this is clear, how it sticks out there towards the end on the other side. So if you come from the outside of the spring, place your finger there so it doesn't ping off, but you just want to place that down and it comes away. So that's the actual spring that holds in the brush, and I just tip that out. You can see that brush is actually in very good condition. It actually looks quite new. Okay, let's look at the other one. So again, once again, the same scenario, just press that spring down under the catch. Just release it from there, I think. There you go. That comes away. Should leave that spring intact there. Okay, so now we're going to place the brushes back in. Just remembering the contour, you can see there's a groove. You just need to make sure that groove follows in line. Just slide that back in there. place that back into the slot. And we do the same on the other side. And it falls back into there. And place the spring back over the hoop. We're going to pull that back under again. Brilliant. So the brushes are back in place. And while we've got this exposed, let's have a little look at the guides and the braids. They look good. There's no fraying in there. So we can actually just put it straight back in. So replace the front of the motor in first. Just give that a little push. And then feed the back. Brilliant. And then we just reinstate the guides and the guide on the front. And like I mentioned before, place your fingers behind those two supports and then gently press. And that's back into place. Perfect. And then what we'll do, we'll place the cables, the wires, sorry, out the way. And just gently press those back into those slots. That will keep the wires out the way. As you can see, they sit very snug. And then we'll reinstate the front axle, which will literally just push back into those slots. Okay, that's perfect. And now we'll just run the motor up, make sure it's functioning as it should. Okay, so we'll run the brushes back in just so they can rebed themselves. We'll start the volts low and then we'll slowly increase. So I'm just going to take the rear wheels off, switch that on, and then I'll start with the volts low and I'll slowly increase. Perfect. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you found it helpful and possibly some of the tips as well. As always, if you have any tips of your own or advice that you would like to give on this car or any other vintage Scalextrics, please leave a comment and I'll try my best to get back to you. But any comment, any guidance, any tips always is very, very helpful to myself and others. Okay, thank you very much and I'll see you at the next one.